We're going to start the...
Is that better?
You're fine.
I turned off my light. We're live. Good morning, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Thursday, so we're talking health and wealthness. Did I get that? Wealthness, yes. So I want to introduce my co-host, Ms. Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. She's got us running on multi-platforms, so you'll see her head down, busy making sure those connections happen. And our co-host today is Robin, and Robin is here to tell us all about the subject of meditation today. And so we're going to give her an opportunity to lead this conversation. But I want to introduce you to me, Carolina. I'm here from California Cover-Up, so we're the BizChicks. So welcome to the show, and get ready to receive some information that will help you do business better. Hi, Robin. How you doing?
Hi there. I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
Happy to be here.
Hey, friend, what's happening? Yeah, she's getting ready to mute herself because her dog has started to bark also.
Okay.
So, Robin, why don't you go ahead and lead us through this conversation?
Okay, I thought today would be kind of fun if we just went into a little bit about the why science supports meditation and some benefits of meditation, and then a few tips on how to meditate. So it would be, a meditation for the beginner type of thing. I have to tell you, a year ago, I thought it was all woo-woo.
Mm-hmm.
I thought people were with me, but the more I delve into it, and I took a class that was over a weekend about a month ago, and I realized that I've been missing out on a lot of stuff that could have helped me in my business and helped me in my personal life. And so that's why I want to share this with you guys. It's something I'm in the process of learning myself.
Okay. So,
meditation for beginners.
Meditation, what is it?
So just to start out, we have 86 billion brain cells. And our brain generates 1225 watts of electricity. Isn't that amazing?
That's phenomenal.
And within 1 second, over 100,000 chemical reactions occur in our body. 1 second.
How many chemical reactions?
100,000 chemical reactions occur in our body.
Now, you know we are phenomenal creations.
Isn't that crazy? And
it's amazing.
So your thoughts trigger all the chemicals. So what you're thinking triggers the chemicals in your brain that then affect your body. So that's so important to control your thoughts, because we can control our thoughts. We can predict what's going to happen by our thoughts, and our thoughts are all subconscious. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that we want to do is to strengthen our ability to control our thoughts through meditation. Because meditation, any kind of meditation, even if you're just beginning and you're doing it 1 minute a day, it's really, really important. But we have to learn how to, as we go on, we meditate with feeling. So you have to actually dig deep down and meditate with a lot of feeling for it to be the most effective. So I'm just going to start out by the 10 reasons why science supports meditation. And I'm going to go through these quickly because they're all intuitive. I think we all know them, but I think it's a good reminder. So there's 10 that I found on this woman, Emily Lockhart. So I'm going to be reporting on what she reported on, what she found. So number one, it reduces stress. Of course, we all know that, right? It's one of the better things that we all know about what meditation does for us is reducing our stress. And it's the most common belief. But even if you meditate for only 5 minutes, it can significantly reduce your stress. It can increase your happiness. Because being happy doesn't come naturally for a lot of people. So you have to kind of make that happen for yourself. Because meditation results in positive feelings. And so then that, translates or overflows into your overall happiness. You get better sleep when you meditate because it reduces your stress. It's a technique that reduces your stress. Because you can clear your mind, hone your focus, relieve your tension, which all encourages better sleep. It reduces blood pressure. So research is suggesting that meditation reduces blood pressure. And there's proof that as you continue to meditate, it continues to maintain a reduced blood pressure level. Because your blood pressure, it naturally causes your blood pressure to drop by opening up your blood vessels. The blood vessels react in the relaxation because you're meditating. It's a good treatment for depression. Depression can be very debilitating, and the emotional stress and your hurt feelings and all of that stuff can be relieved through meditation. And it's not an end-all be-all cure for depression, of course, but it can help you cope better. And the research is showing that it's a proactive way of people trying to control their depression, or in addition to whatever else they're doing to address their depression. It improves your brain function. So it's like an exercise for your brain. Your brain is exercising, which is improving your brain function. And scientists have found that it actually can change the way your brain functions. So those, I'm not done. It reduces pain. It can reduce pain. Again, like depression, it's not the end all be all probably for pain relief, but it's certainly something that people are using to control and help with chronic pain.
Chronic pain.
And it can help you lose and maintain your weight.
Oh, well, now there's a benefit.
A bunch of us looked up when you said that.
It says, when it comes to meditation and ability to assist in weight loss, science has shown that those who regularly meditate and focus on mindfulness are able to change their eating habits for the better. And that these studies result in people either losing weight because they've ditched their poor eating habits and they're being more mindful about what they put in their body. So you're just more aware of what you eat and what causes you to eat poorly.
So now I'm going to ask you to kind of go back over some of those again, because I think they need repeating.
Well, so there's another part, which is the medical science behind meditation, that's going to kind of repeat these. So in those, we'll probably have more discussion.
Okay. So, but I like this first set, and I don't want to rush through that because we need to pause and think about that. Since we're talking about thoughts and how they affect our body, I think we should go back through them one more time just to, I want to hear them again.
Okay. Okay. And the ninth one is it improves your immune function. So the National Center for Biology Information studied the effect of meditation on the body's immune system and functioning, showed some very positive results. People in meditation group had an increase in antibodies.
So your body is taking. Yeah, that's good.
Because stress can reduce and weaken your immune system, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the meditation is showing that it greatly reduces stress on your body, and the result is strengthening your immune system and function. And people who practice meditation regularly often say they're never sick.
Oh.
Amazing, isn't it? And then the 10th one that she covers is treatment for anxiety. So several studies have shown that science supports meditation, and some of the research focuses on using meditation as a treatment for anxiety disorders. Not everybody will reap significant value from meditation, but science continues to show a connection and improve mental health through meditation and mindfulness-based stress reduction from the practice of controlling your emotions and teaching you how to focus on your meditation and be present. So those are the 10. Do you want me to go over them again?
Yes, because I like those 10 little points. Well, they're not little, they're actually major points. So those 10 points again are: 1,
reducing stress.
Okay.
These are the benefits of meditation. 1, reduces stress.
Science-based, not woo-woo.
Yes. I like her. She said, not woo-woo, this is science. Okay. 1, because sometimes you need something more than Jell-O to stick. Yeah, it needs something a little bit more solid. So 1, it reduces stress.
Right. 2, it increases happiness.
I like that. I'm all about happiness.
3, better sleep. 4, reduces blood pressure. 5, helps in the treatment of depression. 6, improves your brain functioning. So exercise for your brain.
Good.
10, pain reduction. And 8, lose and maintaining your weight. 9, improved immune function. And 10, it's a good treatment for anxiety.
So I remember one of our previous shows talked about depression is something that has happened in the past. Anxiety is stuff that's gone, you're worried about something that hasn't even occurred yet. But being present is where I think the meditation is helping us to stay focused right here in the present and dealing with some things right here, getting our thoughts under control right here, and keeping us from being over here or over here.
I think we need to back up and get to the definition of meditation. Did we start out with a definition, Raman? I don't think we did.
No, and I actually
I pulled up a definition over here on Google, and it says to think deeply or focus one's mind for a period of time in silence or with the aid of chanting and religious or spiritual purposes, or a method of relaxation. And I think what we're talking about here is a method of relaxation. And then it says that meditation is a way to think deeply or carefully about something.
And that's all the things that Robin was just describing to you. So now we have the definition, and now the benefits of the meditation. Because I'm like you, Robin, it was woo-woo for a while. I was like, I don't know, man. But
really?
But if you talk about it, Terry, I think you'd summon it up like this, because different people, different words. Getting someplace and sit down and be quiet. And then reining in your thoughts instead of allowing your thoughts to just run rampant oh, they don't like me, and I look what they did to me back in the past, or I don't know what's going to happen in the future. Your thoughts are just like running wild. No, you need to rein all that back. And meditation, thinking mindfully, sitting still, getting quiet, is reining all of that back in on purpose. Because I'm
something that we talked about last week when we talked about focus.
Yeah.
So now you're focusing in on the positive things, on the things that are going to get you ahead. You're solving potential problems, so that's going to reduce anxiety. You're working with whatever the current situation is, so that allows you to resolve things.
But I believe what Robin is talking about is you're not even in there trying to figure stuff out. You're getting quiet to allow the mind to just shut down. It's like
mental vacation. Are we taking a mental vacation now? Is this what this is?
Just shut it all down. You can't have the computer running 24/7. It's a reset or a reboot. But Robin, go ahead.
I think meditation is, to me, it's more of taking really good care of your brain.
Okay.
And your brain, because this is one of the, so this goes from this article it's called The Health Benefits of Meditation. And what they're saying is Harvard University found that long-term meditators have increased amounts of brain matter.
Mm-hmm.
And sensory regions and auditory and sensory cortex. The brain is just healthier. And so to me, it's kind of like walking. You got to get out and you got to walk. You got to get out and exercise your brain. And meditation is the way that you exercise your brain in a healthy way.
Okay.
Because you are working your subconscious and you're working your conscious brain is what is not that healthy. Because your thoughts are what create unhealthiness. So if you can control your thoughts and okay, so there's this really great quote about I'll tell you, Albert Einstein. So do you remember in school your teacher might have said, quit daydreaming and get with it. Why are you daydreaming? We're studying here. Well, it turns out that daydreaming and imagination is what entrepreneurs need for their business, because that's what creates your wealth. Because whatever you dream and think about, those are the important thoughts that we need to manifest. And you manifest those through meditation.
Oh.
So
daydream could be another one of those words.
Daydreaming is really good. And I also read somewhere, and I can't remember who said it, but it's whatever you're daydreaming and you're putting it out there that you have these goals and these dreams and you have vision on what you want to do. Everything that you think about, you can make happen. Even if it's the craziest thing, those are the things that will drive you forward in a positive way. So that's why we control our thoughts.
Victor Jenkins is watching, and he says a distinction ought to be made between the brain and the mind. They are not the same, and the mind is the mind is the more important of the two. Mm-hmm. And what you just said agrees with that, because your subconscious is really controlling everything. And so reining that in and getting control of that is key, because what you think about is what you bring about, as what you just stated. Mm-hmm. And that's what's happening. Whatever, if you've been rolling around in the past and woe is me, then you're still kind of stuck in that little sewer pit that's going on around you. And if you're worrying about, we'll never make it, and then all of that, well, then you're stuck over on that part and you're not moving. But and bring all of that in and have a different thought, have a different perspective of one of seeing yourself doing the daydream. Oh, I like that. Do daydreams, because you're right. When we were kids, they said, stop, you just daydream. No, you need to daydream. And Terry calls them mental vacations, but you need to take a daydream. And we're not talking about a nap. We're talking about a daydream where you're looking out the window.
We're not talking about a vacant time in your mind.
No.
I'm saying, when I say take a mental vacation, I just mean take a vacation from what you normally
are doing.
Yeah, what you normally do through the day.
Because you can look out and then you like it, and it's good. I think that's great to have a window where your desk is, so that you can look out the window and just look off someplace and daydream.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Goes back to the plants. You relax, you're out looking at the trees and how the sunlight is, and you're like, wow. And you're daydreaming, and all of the benefits that you talked about come into play. Vic, go ahead, because Vic, go ahead.
So through meditation, one of the things as you get better at it, because you have guided meditations and you have people that can teach you and you can read about it. There's all kinds of help out there. Part of what you do is you're visualizing, you're meditating, but you're also visualizing. So you're thinking beyond your here and now. So you're for me, I meditate on my business, and I'm looking for certain things in my business, and I focus on that when I'm meditating, because I want to bring about, certain things happening in my business, and that's how you manifest your future, is by having those kinds of thoughts in your brain when you're meditating, because you're going to be striving for or reaching for those dreams. So that's where you put a lot of your effort into when you're meditating. Get rid of all that busy garbage stuff that's going on in your brain all the time. Sit and focus on what your dreams are, what your vision is.
That's good. And Victor says the subconscious has not the ability to choose, so it accepts everything that the conscious mind gives it. The conscious mind is under our control, so we must choose what to think. That brings to bear the importance of renewing your mind.
Thank you, Victor.
Well said. Well said.
And there's all kinds of these little sayings that people have been spouting off, and I'll just go through some of them, which is, you don't believe everything you think. You've heard that a million times, right? So don't believe everything you think.
Now that's now. I don't think I've heard that either. Don't believe everything you think. That's good.
Yeah. So because it's your conscious brain that's thinking, not your subconscious, right?
Nice.
And that bringing about a new level of awareness is important in learning, because you can be really knowledgeable but not change anything, right? So knowledge doesn't change it. It's how you implement it, and it's your intention and your awareness around it. So you could be as smart as anything, but not a healthy person. So knowledge doesn't change anything. It's your awareness that does, because you're going to focus your attention on what's important, because where your attention goes, just like Francine said, where your attention goes, energy flows that way. Mm-hmm. And what you focus on, that grows. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's really important to control these thoughts and make them healthy and what it is that you want to manifest for your future. And like Francine said, what you think about, you bring about. So you got to think differently. So one of the things they say is change your thoughts, you change your life. Mm-hmm. Because you're going to decide and you're going to choose. You're not going to let it happen to you. So you change your thoughts, you can change your life. This was all woo-woo to me a year ago. I thought, what?
Yes. Victor says that rocks. If we questioned our stressful thoughts and traced them back to the original thought, we would find that the stressful thoughts are not even true.
That's right. They are things that you are buried. They're your unintended. Those are the things that we need to kind of get rid of. We got to get rid of those negative thoughts because it happened to you, but it's how you address it in your mind and with your, with everything. That's how you're going to overcome those things that happen to us as children or as, our parents or our school kids or, whatever. You can't hang on to those things. This is a really good one for us in business. People read your energy before they hear your words. Right? So we're going to be manifesting through meditation our aura, our energy, everything about us is going to be positive, and we're going to attract positivity because of that. And then the last thing I wanted to say on this kind of like business and meditation, why it's important is that to become successful, we have to get out of our comfort zone, right?
Yes.
Because nothing happens in your comfort zone. You have to kind of test that. And your past is your future. So what you did in the past, if you don't change it, it's going to be your future too. So that's why you have to get uncomfortable.
Okay, say that part one more time.
Okay, so to be successful, you can't rest in your comfort zone. Because your past is your future. If you do everything that you've always done, you'll always be that way. Unless you mindfully and purposefully change your thoughts and change your attitude toward it. So if you want to change your future, you've got to do something that you're uncomfortable with. You've got to get out of the comfort zone.
And that is the thing that most individuals do not like doing, is doing something uncomfortable. Although we had to get where we are, we had to be uncomfortable to get where we are right now. Then we got comfortable.
At this point in time, I'm just going to insert one recommendation, and I know you guys probably all know about this, and I'm just putting it out there just to remind people. But this book here, The 4 Agreements.
Oh, I heard about that. Go ahead. Tell us. Not everybody knows about it, so tell us.
This book was written by Don Miguel Ruiz, and it's a very short book. And there's just 4 things that he recommends that people practice in order to get rid of all that stinking thinking. And they're very difficult to do. They're 4 simple things, but they're very difficult to do. Do you guys want me to go through that just a little bit real quickly?
Yes.
Or we can save this for another.
No, we have time. Please continue.
Okay. So the 4 agreements, the very first one is to be impeccable with your word. So you don't say things willy-nilly. When you say something, you have to really mean it. And you have to think about it before you say it. And that prevents a lot of regret. Because often you'll regret what you say because you said it without thinking. You reacted, you let your emotions get the better of you, whatever. So to be impeccable with your word is hard to do all the time. That's the first one. The second one is don't take anything personally. That one was really hard for me. To not take it personally, whatever the situation is, whatever somebody said, whatever, to try to not take that personally, because it doesn't have anything to do with me. It has to do with the other person, where the other person's coming from. And the third one is don't make assumptions. Now, we've heard that many times, right? Don't make assumptions, because more than often you're wrong. Because assumptions, it takes courage to ask questions to clarify what it is that somebody's saying, because you don't want to assume what they're saying is, you just don't want to interpret it on your own without asking questions for clarification.
Yeah. There's so much in that, right? That little statement right there, because just because it goes back to the other point. Don't believe everything you think.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You could be wrong about that. No, they weren't mad and grumpy because they didn't want to do business with you. Their feet were hurting and they wanted to hurry up and go home.
That's right. And the last one is something that I think we all strive to do, but we forget, which is always do your best. So even on your worst day, you're sick in bed, you're still doing your best. So if you always do your best, then you'll never regret that day or whatever it is that you're tackling at that moment. So you just always do your best. You do the best you can. Those are the 4 agreements. And it's his way of saying, if you live life practicing these 4 agreements, you'll live life without regret and you'll live life much happier because you're not going to be harboring a lot of ill feelings or bad feelings or, it's just a really good book to try to practice. And it's a practice. It's not something that it's easy to do.
So could you go over those one more time, please, for those who are watching the replay?
Sure. So the 4 agreements are, number 1, be impeccable with your word. So be careful about how you say it, what you say, and think about it before you say it. Mm-hmm. Don't take anything personally. So nothing anybody does is because of you. What others say is a projection of where they're coming from. As they're in a bad space maybe, so they're saying something. The 3rd one is don't make assumptions and find the courage to ask clarifying questions if you really want to know what's going on. Because communication clearly is to avoid misunderstanding, sadness, and drama.
Okay.
With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life if you don't make assumptions.
Wow.
Because you're going to ask me questions, you're going to get clarification, and you're going to feel good about whatever happens. And the last one is always do your best. Even at the most difficult moments, you're still going to be doing your best. And you'll avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret if you always do your best. Anyway, I buy this book in bulk on overstock.com, and I give them away as gifts. Mm-hmm. Because I just feel like, if people read these and practice some of it, even some of the time, it's better than nothing.
Yes.
Okay, I like this because I can see how it will help you keep out of hot water in a lot of situations. You won't be apologizing for something unnecessary because you're impeccable with your words. You have to stop and think about what you're going to say.
I like it because it's going to make you more trusting. Because, as we become more seasoned, we have experienced different situations in our lives that may cause us not to be as quick to trust. Kids are very trusting. Mm-hmm. So if you're not making assumptions that this is some kind of trap or some kind of, this is going somewhere crazy, you're more apt to be able to explore things, be curious, and be open to learn new things. Mm-hmm. Because you're not assuming you know everything.
It's kind of like almost becoming a child again.
Yes.
And that's how we're supposed to live our lives. Be like little children where you're learning and you're experiencing and you're not taking things personal. Oh, they had a bad day today.
Okay.
They just had a bad day today because I did not wake up with you this morning, so it wasn't my fault. So you're having a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
And don't make assumptions. Ask if you want to know. I like that. I was watching something on Alfred Hitchcock Presents or something, and this woman was she was a mystery writer. So she was just so sure that her neighbor killed his wife. She was just, and her husband couldn't get any sleep because she's like, well, he's not over there, and she's all in their business and just making assumptions that, he killed her. And then she walks in the door. Hi, I'm Mrs. So-and-so, and I just thought I'd stop by for coffee or something. And so she felt like, oh my God. But she made an assumption, and she was living her whole life on the assumption that this man had killed her husband.
Trying to document that assumption.
Yeah. And she was like, she's calling the police and she just took it way too far. But don't make assumptions. Check the facts. Did we do that?
And I think it goes for just everyday living. I mean, just as adults, sometimes you're harboring something that happened in the past as a child, and you don't know why it happened, but you feel really badly about it or whatever. I mean, if you could talk about it to whoever it is that might have been there, if you could not make assumptions about why it even happened, and just let things go, it's just healthier for you, because it's not about you.
No, it isn't. It really isn't.
So, for instance, one of the things that they talked about at the training was negativity is like Velcro. It sticks to you. Negativity sticks to you, right? Mm-hmm. So where positivity is like Teflon. So for example, you might have done something, say, after a speech or you're giving a talk, you get 50 compliments from everybody that's in the audience. And one person comes up to you and says, yeah, but you said this and, or whatever, but criticized you. You're going to forget about all those 50 compliments and you're going to focus on that one criticism. Mm-hmm. That's what he means by negativity is like Velcro. It sticks. So we have to learn to let that go and not even listen to that one criticism because it probably isn't true anyway.
Or maybe they're having a bad day.
Or maybe they're having a bad day, but you let it go.
Or maybe they took it out of context because of their
assumption.
Yeah.
Or they had an assumption.
Based on their life experience. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because people hear what they want to hear sometimes.
That's right. And you don't know you can't control that.
You don't know where that thought came from, why they decided to interpret it that way. And the problem too, I think, Robin, is a lot of times we want to know the why. And the people who are taking the action don't even know the why. Mm-hmm. If you ask them, they will not be able to explain to you why they did what they did. But yet we're running that thing through the replay over and over again because we're trying to figure out why so that we can change. Mm-hmm. So we need to start asking ourselves, because why you need to change that if 50 people loved it?
It's kind of fun, huh?
Yeah, this is really enlightening right now, and it'll help you because we talk a lot about taking the hassle out of your hustle. This will take the hassle out because you won't be making assumptions and wasting time apologizing for things or going back because you didn't keep your word on something.
And then in business too, under these 4 agreements, the last one, do your best. If you're in business and you've done your best, you're operating in excellence to the best of your ability.
Yes.
And that's what you want to do in business.
Okay, Robin, what else you got for us? This is good information.
So the other article that I thought would be kind of interesting to talk about is just we talked about the health benefits. How much time do we have?
We got 20 minutes.
Talk about how to meditate for beginners.
Yeah.
That would be helpful.
Yes. Because
there's a ton of stuff that the mental benefits of meditation and the health benefits of meditation and other benefits. I mean, there's just a ton. And I can, maybe after our talk, I'll go on and I'll just type those in. Would that be helpful?
You can put them in the chat if you like. Yes.
Right.
Okay.
I was thinking about that because there's just so much.
But I like the
overlap of what we already talked about.
I think if you put those 10 points in the chat, we'll be good, because people, if you give them 10 solid things, they'll be fine. If we give them too much, let them go do the rest of their research so they're not in overwhelm, because I think what you gave us today can start us on our way. And now, how do we begin in the basics?
Right. So for those people who don't meditate, this is for you. And even the beginners like me, this is for me. So I apologize to those meditators that are, if they're online, please type in.
Yes.
This is meditation for the beginner. Okay, so first things first, you choose a conducive environment that just makes sense. Somewhere that's quiet, where you feel good, and that you won't be disrupted for about 15 minutes, because they're recommending starting out in about a 15-minute meditation. You breathe slowly and deeply. You close your eyes, you just start breathing, and you direct your gaze downward. So you look down, you're meditating, or you close your eyes, and you just breathe, taking in air all the way to the bottom of your lungs. The third thing is just to be aware of your breathing and to try to feel more relaxed and try to feel calmer. And once that happens, you will start feeling all of that. And your attention, your focus is on your breathing. So you're aware of every breath that you take. And when you end your session, you actually kind of get up and you stretch, and you just wake up slowly and deliberately. And that's it. So there's tips though for meditation. So there's guided meditation, and that's what I do. I can't meditate on my own. I must have somebody talking me through it. So I actually have a coach, and she sends out a meditation once a month, and we have a Zoom call, and then we practice our meditation through the month, and then we have another Zoom call at the beginning of the next month. And that's how I'm starting to learn how to meditate better. They say to breathe in, but your breath in is shorter than your exhale. So you actually exhaling your breath longer than you're taking your breath in. So you breathe out, fill your lungs with air, and then you breathe out that air, and you expel more air gently by contracting your abdominal muscles. Make sure that you're comfortable. So if you're in a chilly room, have a blanket, or, make sure you're warm and comfortable. They say don't meditate on a completely full stomach or a completely empty stomach, because that sometimes can be distracting or uncomfortable. It just will take away from your meditation. And some people find it easier to meditate with like music instead of just quiet. Or and there's lots of, places you can go to get the music. And they say also, this is a new one to me, is to use a timer. So if you're meditating that's not guided, if you set a timer, then you don't have to worry about, oh, am I done here? Am I almost done? So you can let that part go and just let the timer tell you when you can stop. And what I found most helpful in this article was the frequently asked questions. So people were asking things like, well, how often should I meditate? And in the beginning, they're recommending once a day, if you can. Once a day or more for at least 1 minute. Start out with 1 minute and practice. practice, because it just takes practice. Because at first it may seem like a chore, but then you'll look forward to it. It's kind of like brushing your teeth. Something we should do every day. And that was news to me, because I thought, well, I'm doing good if I meditate 3 or 4 times a week. Well, this article is saying just practice a little bit, even if it's just a minute, but do it every day.
That's good.
And how long do I need to meditate? They're recommending 15 minutes, but they say that you'll know how long you're going to, don't force yourself to go 15 minutes if you can't go 15 minutes. If you can't quiet your brain for 5 minutes, that's okay. At least you quieted your brain for 5 minutes.
It's good.
Now, this is a good one too, because this is me. Why do I find it so hard to concentrate or sit still while meditating? And it's because it's just normal. Longtime meditators even have that experience. It's a practice. It requires your mind to be quiet. Therefore, anything that stimulates your mind that's going on around you can take your brain, can take your thought away. So it says, why does my mind keep wandering during meditation?
Mm-hmm.
And all you do is, I feel frustrated. I feel disappointed with myself. Am I wasting my time? And he says, no. Here's the quote. He says, if your heart, this is from St. Francis of de Sales. He's a French saint and bishop of Geneva. He says, if the heart wanders or is distracted, bring it back to a point quite gently. And even if you did nothing during the whole hour of your meditation, if you bring your heart back though it went away, every time you brought it back for that hour, every time you bring it back, your hour still will be very well employed. So he says, even if you're constantly bringing your brain back, constantly bringing your mind back, constantly bringing everything back, that's all you're doing. That's okay, because you're still in meditation. You're still learning how to focus. Because I beat myself up when my mind wanders.
And I can see why we should not do that. In bringing it back, you are showing that you are showing control. Okay, no, little Johnny, we need to have you come back over here now. We're going to be over here. And you're just training a child like you're training a child not to go over there. I need you to stay right here by mommy, sit down. And you keep doing that, and pretty soon, the mind is going to oh no, she doesn't want me over there.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep bringing it back. Victor says some humorously say one should meditate for 30 minutes a day. And if you don't have time, make it 60 minutes. Thank you, Victor. He's got jokes today. Sitting down is hard to do.
Yes, it is.
It really is, because even that is why some people's businesses are not doing what they wanted to do, because sitting down to put a pencil or paper in your hand and to do the thing that you want to do, it's going to cost you not doing something else. You're going to have to make a very conscious decision. Okay, put it in your calendar or do something. Meditation breaks where it's, and it pops up, it's 10 o'clock. I need to do 1 minute. And on my watch, on my Apple Watch, it has something called breathe. And you can tap on that and it'll give you how to breathe for 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just, yes. And there's an app for that. There's something called Calm that will help you walk through these, where you're breathing and you just relax. And so technology has caught up and said, this is some things that you can do. Science has caught up and said, all of these things are all here and these practice or these techniques and these strategies, if you will, have been here for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
Like calm down, You don't have to go running after the buffalo. Calm down, just chill out.
And it does talk you through it.
Yeah.
Because you were saying you needed someone to talk you through it.
The app called Calm it will walk you through the steps. There's an app called Mindfulness, and there's an app for just about anything. So yes, you can do these things and actually put them into place. And I think it's a good idea to calm your mind down.
Yep. And another question was, it's uncomfortable for me to be sitting, and due to mental and physical issues that this person has. So she says, can I meditate laying down? And the answer is, well, sitting is not the only way to meditate, and the only danger with laying down is you might fall asleep. So it takes a little bit more practice if you're going to lay down and meditate. But people often meditate while they walk.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. You can stand against a wall and meditate. There's sometimes I'll go outside and stand in the sunshine and just stand there like this with the sun coming on my face, just because I just want to stand and feel the warmth of the sunshine and just relax.
Mm-hmm.
And
that kind of brings us back to where we were a couple of weeks ago when we talked about just go for a walk to distress. So it's all sort of interrelated, right? It all kind of dovetails into each other.
It does. It really does.
Let's see, what else? How do I know I'm meditating?
That's a question.
And the answer is, in short, when you are focused on your breathing, yet fully aware of the random thoughts in your mind and not distracted by them, you are meditating. And they said there's a very in-depth discussion about what am I meditating? And I didn't download that part of it. But basically, focus on your breathing. Don't get distracted by your thoughts. You're meditating.
Nice. I like
so that. That makes you feel better than, when you're practicing and you're thinking, am I doing this right? And, I feel much better now.
Just the fact that you do it is a step forward. And I like choose a conducive environment. So that means, so next week, Sherry Burton Weiss is going to be talking to us about our space. You want to look around your office and see beautiful things. You want to look out your window and see beautiful things. And just like you were talking about having greenery and things of that nature. So when Sherry comes, she's going to talk about setting up your space. But right now, go and find a conducive environment. Sit in your backyard and just enjoy nature. It's not cold right now. Spring is coming in. So it's that's a good thing to do. And it says, be aware of your breathing and try to feel the relax and the calm. I'm like, oh. And because it's not woo-woo anymore, you're not, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to be like, okay, what am I getting into? What's coming down the road? You can relax, literally relax. Because I'm with you, Robin. I was like, I'm not sure.
Where's it coming from and where is it going?
Yes.
Yeah. I wish I wasn't 65 and learning this stuff now. I wish I was learning this stuff at 20. I just want to talk to every young person I know,
And because kids are stressed out right now, but the parents don't know it. They, that's what part of the whole thing with the fidget spinner was, because they needed some way to reduce the stress. So a fidget spinner gives them a way to
fidget
to get the stress off. And
the energy, the nervous energy.
The nervous energy, because they don't have recess anymore. The kids can't go out and play.
Well, not only that, they don't have physical education. I can remember in physical education laying on the floor and being taught to relax our different body parts.
Yeah.
Just start with your face and relax it, and then they went to the neck, and then they went to the arms. They didn't do it regularly, but they did demonstrate it, and we actually went through the process of learning to relax. Okay, so PE is canceled, so now what?
No, that's awful.
I'm just saying, it is, though. You know what I mean? It's really canceled.
And now we can help young people learn how to relax. Okay, especially if we're doing groups that have young people in them, we can say, okay, we're going to take a breathing break and everybody sit and relax. And, we're not chanting and stuff like that. You're just taking a breathing break. Okay, close your eyes and just relax. And some of those children need that because when they go home, their environment is not conducive to peace.
Yeah.
So they needed some way to take a mental vacation.
They need some place where they can get rid of the stress. And, they're probably going to want to hang around you a lot more because of it, but they need a way out. And I am so glad that you talked about this. And just because we're learning it now, I think it's because we need to pass it on to someone else that can help.
Good point.
These little points right here on the 4 agreements, that's good foundational. That's good foundational things to teach the next generation, because sometimes the older people, they're not listening. Sorry, y'all. And
it's a way to also teach people how to operate in integrity.
Yes. Without saying, but it's in a way that they can understand it. Be impeccable with your words. Stop and think before you promise something. Oh, I can do that's so much easier than the other ways that it has been explained.
And if people don't want your product, don't take it personal.
That's right. There's reasons why they don't want it, and it doesn't have anything to do with you.
Yes. Oh, so don't assume that it's because of you that they don't want the product.
Exactly. Because you have
done your best.
All you can do is offer.
Those 4 agreements will work in business. The 4 agreements in business.
Exactly.
I like that. Terry, do you want to, Robin, thank you. I mean, this was outstanding, very refreshing. And now I'm going to figure out a way to put it in my day. A part of my success routine will be to relax, to get someplace and sit down, to breathe, to chill. And see, maybe that's the terminology we would call it for the kids. Okay, it's time for you to chill.
Let's just chilling.
Let's just chill and let's relax. And so thank you for bringing that to us. You always bring us some outstanding content, something that we can really apply to the mental health of our business, to our physical health of our business, and we appreciate it. And next week, you're going to talk about the lady is the acupuncturist. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes, because, we need to, whatever we need to help us keep this body together, because it's the only one you have. You don't get another one.
Her name is Tanisha Dandridge, and we talked about demystifying acupuncture, because people don't know what acupuncture is. They think it's only to relieve pain. Well, it's much more than that.
Wow.
So
yes.
She's going to talk about what are the benefits of acupuncture and why it works.
Okay. And and we could have said demystifying meditation today too, because it was really, really good. I might need to retitle this.
People often think when you talk about meditation that you're going to go down some funnel of unknown stuff, or they think about transcendental meditation where people are leaving their bodies and crazy stuff is going on and they come back with these stories, you know what I mean? And then people are like, okay, I'm not going down that road. I just, you know what I mean? When in fact, it's just a matter of controlling your thoughts, breathing and settling down. And so I can tie that to my school of thought, which is the Bible. And so I take it to Philippians 4:8. When I meditate, I want to fill my mind and meditate on things that are true, noble.
Okay, read it.
Okay.
Go get it.
Okay, so here
Terry.
we are. Philippians 4:8.
And this is
Summing it all. It says, this is in the Message Bible. It says, summing it all up, friends, I'd say you'll do best by filling your minds and meditating on things true, noble, reputable, authentic, compelling, gracious, the best, not the worst, the beautiful, not the ugly, things to praise, not things to curse. Put into practice what you learned from me, what you heard and saw and realized. Do that, and God, who makes everything work together, will work you into his most excellent harmonies.
Nice.
And so our thinking, we're not going to, and I'm going to put the link to the Think Better Challenge over there too. Well, thinking better just means that you're going to think on positive things, not go down the rabbit trap of negativity
and worry
and anxiety. We're going to think on the positive. We're going to do everything that the benefits of meditating. Oh my gosh, that was so good.
Benefits.
And we can't forget to not dream, because this is Albert Einstein.
Daydream, people.
Your imagination is your preview of life's coming attractions.
Woo!
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. This has been an outstanding broadcast. Thank you for the replay viewers. Thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel. Everybody watching on Twitter, Facebook, Google Plus. We appreciate you. And this really was some outstanding information. Please share it. Robin will be back next week with another health and wellness moment for us. And Robin, I need to have you I need to start a podcast for you. Health and wellness moments with Robin Shimizu. You think I'm joking?
Yes, seriously.
I am not joking, because you can do 10 minutes. Okay, here's what I learned today. All of the places that you go, and share them. We'll follow you. And I'd rather listen to you than go through all the stuff that you went through to get it.
Which is what makes you the expert.
Yes.
You went over here and translated for me, which is why people follow people.
Yes, and I'll show you how to do that. So get with me after. I'll call you after this broadcast. So thank you, everybody. This has been outstanding. Victor, thank you. Michelle, everybody who's watching live, and everyone who's watching this replay. Terry?
Don't forget to go to the front of your own line.
And so